day, June 5th, 1996, 2:00 p.m. Okay, would you state your name and your birth date?
My name is Nettie Flemmon. Oh, you mean my married name?
Yes, ma'am. Your Nettie
And my
Flemmon.
birthday is August the 4th, 1918. I was born
Mm-hmm. And where were you born?
here in Birmingham,
Uh-huh. And where were your parents from?
from Wilcox County.
Wilcox County.
That's where they was born.
Uh-huh. And
eventually their brother brought them here to Birmingham.
oh, okay.
See, brought them here to Birmingham, and they was real here in Birmingham.
Oh, they were reared here in Birmingham.
Yeah, they was young children. The oldest brother taken over as a father for them after the death of their daddy and their mother, you know.
Uh-huh.
The daddy would tell the older son to see after the children after their death, and he did that. My uncle taking care of raised his 2 brothers and his 2 sisters.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So then your mother was small, so she really was like
she was small. They were small children when their parents died.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, was your father also from Birmingham? Was he a?
No, my father was raised in Wilcox County.
Oh, he was too.
But see, I didn't ever know my father until I got 21 years old.
Is that right?
I was 21 years old when I seen my father, and I had 4 girls.
Is that right? So did he stay in Wilcox County, or did he come?
No, he left when he was a young man. Came to Birmingham. You know, like boys in the country, they'll leave and come to people would come. They know in time and stay a while, and then finally he left and went on up to to Muskegon, Michigan. You know.
Oh, okay. So he left Birmingham and went to Michigan.
That's right, and that's where they resided the rest of their life.
Okay.
In Detroit, you know, in Muskegon.
Mm-hmm.
He made his home over in Muskegon.
Oh, okay. But your mother stayed here.
My mother, she remained here until a later year. Then she went to Detroit to find her brother, and that's where she resided inside the state in Detroit. That's she met her brother.
Mm-hmm.
She lived there for 28. She worked there at the Sunday wash laundry for 28 years.
In Detroit?
She retired, yeah.
Uh-huh. And
then she stayed there for 32 years. Mm-hmm. She lived till death came, taking her away. 1981, my mother died.
Okay, and she died in Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you were grown when she left here going to Detroit?
Oh, yeah, I had my family. Mm. I was married.
Okay.
See, I married at the age of 15.
Oh, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then I was the mother of 13 living children, beside I had a stillborn, boy-born dead.
Is that right?
And then I had a small miscarriage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That was mother of 15 children.
Yeah.
But I raised 13.
You raised 13 children. How many boys and how many girls?
I had, it was 8 boys and 7 girls. But they're stillborn, you know.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. And you now were raised up where? On the south side or the north side?
I was raised up over on the north side. Okay,
so when you were born, your mother lived
on the south side, but they moved from over there and moved back over on the north side. Okay. See what I mean? Right. I can recall back there in the 20s, I think that's when they was brought back over here on the north side with their brother, you know, until they got grown.
So that was before you started school then?
Yeah, I was a little girl at that time then. Mm-hmm.
So what school did you go to?
Thomas, I got to the 8th grade.
Okay.
Then my husband married young.
Oh, yeah.
Coming together.
So was he at Thomas too?
Yeah, we all attend Thomas school.
Is that right? So tell me, what was it like growing up in Birmingham in the 1920s?
Well, it was pretty rough. There wasn't no road bed, but we made it.
Mm-hmm.
We made it.
Yeah.
We, you know, the old sloth furnace, lots of men came from down home and got jobs over there at the sloth foundry, you know,
Right. Yeah.
and worked over there.
Mm-hmm.
And they worked in pipe shops,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
What kind of work did your mother do?
My mother was a domestic worker. She worked at the laundry. She worked at the New Great Bottling Company a long time ago, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just from one job to another, to better, you know.
Right.
And
Now-
then she decided, well, she wanted to leave Birmingham and go north. You know, most of colored people, if they could do better up north, they would leave
Mm-hmm.
and go north, you know, Chicago and Detroit and Cleveland.
Right.
Or
Why did you decide not to go? Or did you ever go north to live?
to live?
Yes, ma'am.
No, we just remained here.
Uh-huh.
This was our home, and
Right.
we had a lot of children. We couldn't go.
Yeah, okay.
Well, where could we go with all them children? People
So
didn't
you
have
ended
no room for us.
So that would keep you from going because you had.
I was confined with my family, and I had to stay with my family.
Right. Okay.
So
If you had not had children, that many
probably
children.
I may have left.
Mm.
My husband probably would too, but after we got stuck here with the family, we decided we just make Alabama our home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What community did you raise your children in?
Well, I raised them right around ordinary peoples in the community
Was that
over
in
there.
Collegeville?
No, it was over here on, most of them was born on the north side over there where I was raised there until we moved in 49 and we moved to Tennisville, out there at 106. And my husband had a house built and the man drawed the plan up and made the house too small, and so the Lord blessed us, we could get another house out there in Collegeville. And they would finish raising them over there in Collegeville. 1951 we moved, October the 10th, out there in Collegeville. And so we just raised them up there. And they attend school there, Hudson School and Carver High School. And some of them went over to Urban High School, you know. They charged the high school that they wanted to go. So they went to Urban because they said it was, some was in fear of going to Parker, you know. So they just chose the school they wanted to go to. So we just let them win. The school they wanted to go.
Do you remember the Depression?
Why, sure. 28, 29, and 30, 31.
What do you remember about it?
I remember it was a Great Depression at that time. It was depression all over the world. Hoover was in the president, he was the president, and it was tough. They had soup line, they had milk, white milk dairy would give the poor people milk for their children, to feed the children up there on 26th Street and 2nd Avenue, the white dairy was up there. And BCRI Bakery would give the poor people bread.
Well, how
Same time they go up there and get bread, feed the children, you know.
Now you have your family was a large family. No, you were the only child.
I was the only child. My mother worked, and mostly I worked with my mother in the white folks' house, you know, after I got out of school.
Right.
I had to go and help my mama, you know, set the table and help her prepare the food, the breakfast, and then supper for the evening, you know, after I get out of school.
Right. How did the Depression affect you and your mother, your families?
Well, my mother worked all the time, and it really didn't strike us as hard as it did lots of people. My mother was a smart woman, and she believed in work, and she worked and made an honest living. We never had to get on no kind of
assistance or welfare.
welfare, nothing like the system.
She was always able to find a job.
My mother was always able to find a job. She always kept a job.
Mm-hmm.
She would work.
Right. And when you got out of school and got married,
Mm-hmm.
what did your husband do? What kind of work was he doing?
Well, he went in business. He was working for a colored man at the time then.
Doing what?
The colored man was selling coal and ice. Old man, they called him Bear John on 28th Street, Fifth Avenue. He had a place there, colored man. And my husband started working young as a boy, working for him. He went to school and he worked in the evening, but his fella and sold coal for him on a wagon and sold ice until he got able enough to buy him a truck of his own, and then he started business.
His own business.
For himself.
All right.
That's right.
And that's what he did from then on.
From then on, that's what he did. Raised his children with his own self-employed. He was self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
My husband was a very industrial man, and he had a business mind about him. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And after they put him in the army, he still came back to that same job. He worked a little while at the trauma station when they came back from the army.
Mm-hmm. Did he go overseas?
Oh yeah, stayed over there 2 years.
Right.
South Pacific, that's where he was stationed over.
Was he in the Army or the Navy?
He was Navy.
Oh.
Navy.
Yeah. Well, my father was in the Navy.
Navy, yeah. I had 2 boys in the Navy. And I had 2 more boys. They was in the Army.
Okay.
But they all got honorable discharge. Yeah. My husband just recently died February the 14th this year.
This year, 96? Well, you then...
I was a housewife. I took care of the children.
Okay.
And I seen after them. But I worked sometime, part-time. That time you could go and leave the children. And they was in safe hands. But now, it's a different time we living in.
Yeah. So you can't do that anymore.
No, people's not as close.
So
the mother was dedicated to the children's safety than they is today. We took care of our neighbors' children.
Right.
We seen after them. If they tell the children, leave them in our hands, we would treat those children just like our own children. And they would mind us and obey us until their parents worked. We was poor people, and we had to work, and they had to work, but they left their children in protected hands that their children would be safe when they got back off their job. Because when they go to work in the morning, 6 in the morning, and get off around about late in the evening, stay all day. They had to take care of other people's children. And they couldn't come home until the same time till the people returned from work. To see about their children. Sometimes it'd be dusk dark, all day long.
Right.
And some of them work, they could come home through the day and then go back the same time between 1 and 2 o'clock in the day, to be there at their house, getting ready for prepare their supper,
So the children then was always in safe hands because the neighbors would help.
That's right. We looked out for our neighbors. We was concerned about other folks' children.
Right.
They had mothers who had children. They would be mothers for other people's children as well as theirs.
Right.
We was lovely people. They watched and see after your children.
Right. Well, before the movement got started, what was Birmingham like?
Well, it was real, how it was. It was Jim Crow, segregated, all of that. The black men had a hard way to go. It was kind of bad for black folks. The white people had more freedom than we did. You know, we didn't have no freedom.
How
The
did
only
that?
freedom we had, we go to church, come back home, sit in the yard, sit on the front porch.
Were there ever any incidents that you remember that happened in your family that was related to the way that the status quo in Birmingham treated black people? Were there ever any times when policemen, your family or people that you knew were involved with police at all?
Police off.
Yeah.
No, not a lot of people had trouble. But seeing as though we didn't have no, we always try to live by the law and obey the law. You know how it was white people had the privilege beating up colored peoples and doing what they want to do to them. You know, I remember when I was quite young, a lady, her husband was beat up over there in Norwood by some white people and killed, shot and killed the man. And
Who
the
shot
other
and
people,
killed the man?
some white people went there and shot him 4 days in the morning, they told me, and killed him. Mr. John Henry, his name was John Henry. And they just had the privilege to come to your house and beat colored men up, drag them out of their house, you know.
What did the community do?
They couldn't do nothing but keep quiet. That's all they did. They had them covered. The white people didn't believe in what the colored people say, and they couldn't talk because they was afraid. You know they was afraid.
So you could take care of your children and take care of your neighbor's children.
That's right.
When there was nothing else involved, but when white people were involved,
No.
we didn't have any say.
No, we didn't. We always told our children to obey. You know, be obedient. That's what we taught our children, and that's all we could tell them. You know, and then if anything went on, they couldn't talk about it. You know, they just kept it on a low profile.
You didn't encourage them in those early days before the movement, when they got on the bus, to sit in the front of the bus, or to
Oh yeah, we asked them to, to cooperate, with the system. We never tried to keep them away from it because we know we couldn't.
Right.
Because if they seen other children going, they gonna join up with them too.
Did they ever ask you any questions about segregation, your children?
Tell me my children.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, they asked me questions. I told them, they asked me lots of time why they couldn't go to certain places.
Like where?
Well, to the ball game with the white, I told them we wasn't allowed to go there. We just had to stay where they put us over on our side. We had ball game, but the children would play in the neighborhood, in the field.
Right.
Play ball in the afternoon, but they never could go to a ball game. I couldn't go to a theater. We had one theater was the famous theater, and the Friday theater. Then they had a vaudeville theater. The colored people could go to them, but such as these other theater, they couldn't go because it was, jungle. They didn't allow black to go, and then they did have one theater here. I think it was the Pantasia. Sometime they let them go upstairs. They had to go way upstairs.
Yeah, when I was coming, it was the lyric.
That was during the time, I believe, when Bull Connor was there. I believe he was, the mayor? What was he?
He was a police commissioner.
Police commissioner, Bull Connor. He was real cruel. He was real cruel, to black people. Well, in other words, we were just hated.
Now, when the movement started, how did you get involved with the movement?
Well, I just made up my mind that I was going to go with them and join them and try to help them out. If it took my service, I just started. I said, well, I got to go out here and represent my children, and so I just decided I'd just cooperate and get involved with the movement. Reverend Shelaway was the only person whom we could had to speak out for us at that time. You know, it was rough. But he had the courage to go out there and face whatever opposition.
Were you involved when they first got started?
No, I wasn't involved when they first with the integrating the bus, you know, because I had to stay at home, you know, with the children, you know.
Right.
But later years, we joined up with him, you know, when he was integrating the school, you know, got involved with that, you know, and all of that.
Was your husband involved?
Well, yeah, my husband, he supported it, you know. He supported and he marched.
Did you attend the mass meetings?
Oh yeah, I was there. We were there. Rain and shine, we were there. We were there.
Tell me what a mass meeting was like.
Oh, the mass meeting was beautiful. It was beautiful. People loved it, everybody, and everybody knew everybody, and everybody just get together and get ready for the movement meeting. They were there on time, and they were there. They would go there and help do what they could to help the spirit of the movement. They would go there and
what would they
pray, sing, pray, and then they would have preaching. The preacher would preach the gospel, you know, and everybody giving amen to what he's saying, and it just began, people just began to pour in, and they just began to meet, get ready for the Monday night movement meeting. Sure enough, it was beautiful.
Did you ever have any problems in getting to the meeting? When you left the meeting,
no, I never had no
police
problem.
or anybody?
No, nobody bothered me. Nobody bothered me. Some of us had to walk, but we would get there. You know what I mean? They never had no trouble with them people. I didn't have no trouble, just me. But I don't know, there was other people was having trouble, you know.
Right.
But I never had no trouble.
Did you participate in demonstrations?
All the time.
Do you remember the first time that you got involved in the demonstration?
Well, I tell you, I got involved with the movement, going to the mass meeting, and then when they started picking, you know, these places that break down the barrier, we continued to join up with them. And those who were leading the march, we would join up with them, you know, and
tell me, what was it like being on a march?
It was something. It was really something that you just couldn't hardly get away from it. It like it would draw you when you see the people. You know, it was just a spirit that they had, that they were gonna look up, forward, look up. But it was wonderful, wonderful. Now we was in the demonstration when they started opening up the lunch kind of, you know. Well, I wasn't there, but there was other children that was joined in, you know, to open up where they could go. Well, we couldn't even go nowhere and get food like other people, you know. We had to go to the back door. You know how they were. Men in this town had money, but they had to go to the back door to get food out of the cafeteria, you know. Because they didn't like black people in there, you know, because all white people was there, you know, that we couldn't go in there to eat a sandwich or nothing.
Right. Were you ever attacked during any demonstrations?
No, I was never attacked, no.
Did anybody ever
hit me or
hit
anything?
you or pull a gun on you?
Oh yeah, I had 2 guns pulled on me at Piazzette when we was walking. See, 11 people went to jail at Piazzette there. A lot of people don't know that they were arrested.
Hmm.
They were there the morning when they opened up, and they weren't expecting those people.
Were you one of those?
I wasn't there to march, but I escorted them up there to the store.
Okay. So you escorted them to the store?
Yeah, I had a station wagon. They got
see.
in my station wagon from down there on Fifth Avenue. And that's when we was on Fifth Avenue and across from Gaston Motel. And I carried them up there. And they was arrested that day.
So did you usually drove people to various places?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did that. Haul them around, to different places wherever they had to, picket. We put them out with this picket signs, and then I go on back and come on back, park my car.
Yeah. Well, were you ever arrested?
One time when we was marching with a casket here in town with Tommy Wren, 63 days I think we was marching, and we had a casket, and
what did the casket represent?
The police was shooting black men, black boys so bad, and Tommy Wren started a demonstration to show the white man what they were doing, and we told it the casket. I think it was 63 days here in the city of Birmingham.
Every day for 63 days?
The casket.
Yes.
We had a reef on the casket. I think the first time we had the casket, it was a pasteboard box made like a casket, and then I think somebody got one at Miles College and brought us a wooden box casket. And so Miss Delta Brooks, she put the reef on the casket, and we marched all up and down the streets, up in town there with the casket. And the white folk got so mad, boy, they was talking real bad to us, about that casket, But we kept on marching. Just kept on marching. They loved me. I had a gun thrown on me when they had those 2 white boys and a colored boy down there in Mississippi. When they killed them, and a lady come up here from Mississippi, she threw a gun on me and loved me. But they pulled her car in because Reverend Oliver, he was over that line. And they pulled her car into the city, down there to the city yard. And she was there that evening talking to the police officer. He told her she had to go down to City Hall.
Why did they pull her car in?
They pulled it because they found that gun she had. She threw it on me and she put it back in her car.
Why did she point the gun at you?
Well, she just mad because we was out there picking Lubman, because they had in the grave.
This was a white woman?
Yeah, white. Two come from Mississippi.
And they were coming to shop or something?
Yeah, that's right, coming up here from Mississippi.
I see.
And she told me she ought to blow my brains out, But they got Reverend Oliver was oversee our line. And he checked out everything to see was all well. And so they pulled that car in and she had to go. And she asked that police officer, how could she get her car? He told her she had to go down to the city hall and talk to the authority down there,
So you were very active in
Oh yeah, I was active all day long. If they were marching, I stayed out a lot of time out there by myself because they marching. Some of them had to leave and go and leave one person out there, till some more come,
You mean you were left out there sometime?
Yeah,
alone?
by myself, but I marched right on. I kept the faith and kept it going. But soon they would send someone they could get some more marchers to come up. They'll come up.
Right.
And they'll march so long. Some of them had to wait, they'll come out and march. But I stayed out there trying to keep the line going, I marched from the city hall to the county courthouse. We marched up there, demonstrated. Reverend Calvin Wood and some of his children, all of them, they would come and help,
Were any of your children involved?
Yeah, I had some children, they come in the evening and
After
march
school?
after school, after school.
Were there efforts that you participated in the efforts to recruit children from the schools?
Well, sure, during the time when 1963, we recruited children because we went around and sang songs. The Southern Christian Leadership Conference came in here, and the children here singing, and they decided they were just, we heard on the radio, a guy was talking, we heard the radio. See, Jose William, them from the Southern Christian Leadership come here to help us in this demonstration. We couldn't do it by ourselves. We had to have some help.
What schools did you go to?
Well, we went to Carver High School. We went to Ulman, and they had different marshals going to different schools, getting the children prepared to come on in down to 16th Street Baptist Church, And they sang, and the children wouldn't stay on the school ground. And so they was leaving, and nothing that the teachers could do. They couldn't hold them. So they marched on down there from the school to 16th Street. They had marshals on the highway to protect them children, to keep people from running through there with cars, Some of the white people was kind of mean, and they wouldn't just do anything to stop the march,
Were
But
any
wasn't none of them hurt because we had good marshals. We had Reverend Polder and Reverend J.H. Calloway. They helped me to bring them children from Cartersville on down to 16th Street Baptist Church. They was marching on the highway, to protect the children.
Did any of your children ever leave school to demonstrate?
They only left school when they started the demonstration. They was at school, and then they came off the school premise. They had went to school, but when they heard the singing, they just joined on in with the other students and went to marching. And
What did you feel about that? What were your feelings about them leaving school, your children leaving school?
My feeling was real good, because they had to do what they had to do. And I couldn't stop them, and I wasn't going to hinder them, because they never later, they out of school, but they went to school. Whatever they said they needed these children, they decided they would just leave the school. I didn't try to prohibit them from going.
What were discussions like at home about the movement, since you and your children and your husband were involved? Did you ever talk about the movement at home?
Oh yeah, we talked about it, and then we cried over it, and we prayed over it. Oh yeah, it was a feeling that you just couldn't shake off. And after they was demonstrating, we just didn't hold our peace, because we know we had to do something to help, because we was a part of it. It was concerned about us, so we didn't join in.
Then your activity then in the movement was real supportive, and so you were one of those that transported people from different places to help them get in a place to demonstrate.
Yeah.
Well, I know some people who did that, they were sometimes approached by policemen.
Oh yeah, I was approached by policemen. The day Hubert Humphrey came to Birmingham, one of the police officers on the motorcycle, he wanted to put me in jail for some reason. I hadn't broke the law. And the marchers was going, they was in my station wagon going to the airport.
To meet Humphrey.
to meet Hubert Humphrey coming in on the plane.
Right.
So they wanted Hubert Humphrey to go out on the front. So he told him that he had some friends on the back, and he wanted to go out the back with the National Guard, and, would come in and go out the gate, And so they had National Guardsmen all up there in the woods, and all up on top of the building, to see we would be safe and wouldn't be harmed by the other group of people,
Mm-hmm.
And so we got a chance to see Hubert Humphrey. When his plane come in, we was back there, back at the airport, on the airport road waiting.
I see. So why did the policeman want to arrest you?
Well, they wanted to stop. See, they figured if they stopped me with their station wagon by me having those people in my station wagon, they could stop the march, but they didn't stop it. Because we still went on to meet Hubert Humphrey downtown at the Moulton Hotel down there. That's where he went to Moulton, and we still picket down there.
Well, why were you picketing?
Well, they told us to picket while let him see what was going on. And he see what was happening.
So you were demonstrating to show him what it was like in Alabama.
That's right.
To be black.
See, they wanted him to go out of the front of the airport, But he told them, "No, I got some friends back there, and I want to see them." Reverend Shuttleway, them all was out there. We was out there with Reverend Shuttleway. They know what time the plane was coming in.
So he knew that you all were there.
Yeah,
So
waiting on him.
That's what he was referring to when he said he had friends.
Yeah, So we all got out there during the time the plane was coming in and landed, and when we was there, see.
I see.
And then we followed the escort back to burnt downtown,
Right. Well, did you get a chance to meet him?
Oh yeah, yeah. My baby, she shook his hand. She got a chance. He talked to her a lot,
Did he come to any of the meetings?
I don't recall about the meeting or not, but anyway, we got a chance to speak, to him.
Right. What is the most important issue of the time that you remember? Is there any events that took place that sort of stand out in your mind about your participation and your involvement in the movement?
Well, the most important issue was when we really was marching around with that casket in Birmingham, them days, to show the world, and the world did see what was going on.
Right.
And that was very important, because so many our young black boys was getting shot down and nothing be done about it, And Tommy Green's side, he would just demonstrate and show up, and he just carried us all up and down the alley, both alley, all down. The police was on the motorcycle. He said, "Follow me." So he just led them all up and down the alley, and 3rd Avenue and 4th Avenue, and all, all around.
Right. Did you?
Oh, I'll tell you another evening happened. The night we came out of St. James Baptist Church back down there in Smithfield.
Right.
And we went to Liberty Market there.
Supermarket.
Was on 5th Avenue.
Yeah, down.
They had a shooting. As we got up there, they shot a young colored man.
Who shot him?
White man shot the man. He was shot accidentally. we left the church coming up there to Pickett Liberty's market. And they shot this colored man as he was going over to the shoe city to get one or two of his children some shoes. And accidentally shot him. A white fella shot him.
Accidentally shot.
But they thought they had done shot Robert Shellaway. That's what but he shot the wrong man. The poor man was going to buy some shoes.
Oh, well, they shot him intentionally and thought he was Reverend Shellaway.
Yeah.
So they
and
were.
that just really disturbed the people real bad, upset them, you know.
What did the people do?
He's paralyzed today, wherever he is. I didn't know the guy. We just had left the church and they said, well, we're going back up here to Liberty and Pickett a while, you know.
After the shooting, that's what you all did, was to Pickett. And did you get cooperation from people that were going in the store?
Oh yeah, they cooperated. Yeah, they cooperated. They soon shut it down too.
Right?
Yeah, they soon. Then they had another incident happen down there one night. Colored man was in the store and he was talking to his wife, and police officer come in there and talked real bad to the colored man, and him and some of his relatives, they started confusion there at the cash register. He asked his wife, he said if, he called her some kind of sweet name and said, you got what you want. And so they thought he was talking to their white mama. And boy, they had battle down there that night, jelly. We was at the cash buying some stuff. And they got this throwing jelly down there, and they had a big.
Who was throwing the jelly?
The people started fighting down there, the police officers.
Is this at Liberty?
Yeah, down there, downtown there, Liberty stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They had a big thing down there. People were running and hollering, scared the police were going to shoot, you know. And I think they drug the man wife out the store or something. And they beat the man up too. Sent him to the hospital. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Were you a registered voter?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when you registered? What was it? What was it like?
Oh, it was tough when I went there and registered. They asked you all them questions, you know, some of the questions didn't even know about the military service and all of that, you know. And old man Bravo, he was down there. At the time, he was tough. He tried every way he could to keep you from getting registered or vote, you know. They tried to put every block he could in your way.
Right. Did you pass the first time?
Oh, yeah, I passed.
And did you know other people that had to go back to take it?
Oh, yeah, many times they was turned down. They went back. They didn't get discouraged. They just kept on going till they got it right, you know. But he just did that to keep the black from voting. That's before the voting right bill was passed in 1965, you know. And then after they passed it, it was easy then, much easier for them to go in there than it was for us.
Right. Did you participate in any other demonstrations outside of Birmingham?
No, I couldn't go. I had the children, you know. I had to stay there with the children, but we just did what we had to do here. And my children, two of my children, they went to the demonstration in Washington, D.C. to the march when Dr. King had that great march there. But I still had to stay here in Birmingham, you know. All of us couldn't go because we didn't have the money to send all of them, you know. We had to pay the way.
Right. Do you remember when the Freedom Riders came through?
Yeah, I remember.
Were you involved at that time?
No, we was still involved with the movement, but we didn't get in there with the Freedom, you know, Riders.
What about the morning that the 16th Street Baptist Church was
Oh,
bombed.
yeah, that was a tough time. Talking about the water hole and the dogs. And we was involved with that.
So,
But I didn't ever get down there in time enough for them to put water on me. Every time I got ready to go down there, it was all over with, but I seen it. I seen it on the TV.
right. Yeah. What about the 16th Street bombing that killed those 4 little girls?
That was terrible that
Do you
morning.
remember that morning?
Yeah, I remember that Sunday morning because I was over there at Bethel's Baptist Church over there, Bethel Baptist Church in Sunday school when they had that bombing. It's shook. We felt it.
In Collegeville?
Yeah.
Is that right?
It was shook, and then soon the Sunday school teacher was teaching us. He got a call that 16th Street Baptist Church had been bombed. That was a critical day. Same day, like the meals. Ooh, terrible.
What do you remember
About
about
them children. I don't know who would have it hard to do it, but they did it.
They did it. That morning you were in Sunday school when you
I
heard
was
about
at
it.
Sunday school. We was at church, all of us was at Sunday school.
So what would you think was the significance? How important was what was happening with the movement for Birmingham? How important was that movement?
I think it was very important for the people to get involved to try to make it better for all people, for all people, because most of the people was under depression and was oppressed, and the movement just really made it better for people to come together and unite together, But they couldn't come together before the movement. They had to be separated, divided,
So you said the movement then brought people closer together.
That's right, brought them close together.
Although you had previously said now that neighbors were real close to each other because they would take care of each other's children. So when the movement came along, this even made them closer.
Closer together. They got more closer together and began to get more love for each other. You know what I mean? And getting ready and had their mind made up to get ready for the movement. The meeting, mass meeting.
Right.
They be calling up one another. You going to mass meeting? And some of them didn't have a way to ride, and those who did have a way to ride, they said, you can go with me. Some of them walked, because you could walk then, nobody would even bother you.
What
It
church
was better days.
What church were you a member of?
I was a member of a New Pilgrim Baptist Church at the time being, when they had the great march over there in New Pilgrim Baptist Church. You see, they go around to different churches to move, but I was originally a member of Tabernacle Baptist Church.
Was Tabernacle, I know New Pilgrims minister and a lot of people were real actively involved. Was Tabernacle involved?
Well,
most of
no, they weren't involved because most of those people had jobs. You know how that was. They couldn't take an active part like they wanted to, because the job, they had families to see out.
What about the congregation at New Pilgrim?
Oh, they was very active people over there. I don't know, they were just type of people, and they just had the spirit of want to be free.
Do you think it had something to do with their leadership?
Why, sure, had something, because some of the preachers, they was kind of skeptical. They said it was violent, so, they couldn't use no violent people. They had to use non-violent people,
So some of the ministers then would decide that they would not be involved?
Well, sure, lots of them. They didn't take an active part until things got better than when the heat was on, they stayed cool, When the heat was on, they didn't want to come out. Reverend Shuttleworth was out there, and he had some cooperation with some strong men, you know.
Reverend N.H. Smith was.
Yeah, he was one of the Thigh and Reverend Pfeiffer and Reverend C.H. George and Reverend G.W. Pruitt and Reverend Frankie Lane and
What about Reverend Porter?
well, I didn't know Reverend Porter at that time real good, you know. He was quite young, but he got involved, you know.
Right.
It had to take something to shake a lot of people up to get them woke up. I think the bombing, when they bombed the
16th Street.
Gaston Motel, you know, that kind of shook them up, you know. They thought, you know, that night when they had that big thing down there, you know. And then on, they kind of got the courage that they're going to take a stand, you know, and stand as men, you know, and brothers together, you know. They joined in, but it had to take something to shake them up and wake them up, you know.
Yes.
And then a lot of them said they was violent and they was fighting. They said, I'll fight, but that kept a lot of them away, you know, but they didn't need nobody there to mess up.
Right. Is there anything else that we have not talked about that you would like to share with us as it relates to the movement?
Well, the only thing I can only say that the foot soldiers went through a lot of storms here in the city, walking, trying to get the people to wake up. You know, they had foot soldiers. And then a lot of people cooperated with the movement, but they couldn't come out open, you know.
Right.
You know, we understand. I know you understand. Because when you got to do what you got to do, you can't just come out like you want, but you would, you know?
Right.
And then you'll take time to help support it. You know, a lot of people didn't get out there and demonstrate it, but they supported it financially. That's what I'm telling you.
Were you able to participate because your husband was an independent businessman?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I was able to walk out there because he wasn't nobody his boss but him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
When you got your hand in the lion mouth, you got to
ease through it.
That's right, see. So I was just able to do a lot of things for some that wasn't able to do what I could do. And I went on out there in good faith. But there was a lot of good peoples in Birmingham that did well. They supported it very well, financially. I give them credit. Now, all the people wasn't with us, and all of them wasn't against them.
So you never got all to be for or against.
That's right. That's just like it was the Israelite. Some went and some stayed and died in the wilderness, huh?
That's right. That's right.
So that's the way it is.
Yes.
You got some that cooperate and some won't cooperate. But they were still with it. I give them credit. They really supported the thing that we was involved with. They did.
Right.
They probably wasn't there every time the meeting was going on, but they sent that money. That money come from different churches. You know what I mean?
Right.
Different churches and cooperated. Then lots of churches was afraid that they were going to be bombed and all of that. And quite natural, you know.
Right.
Everybody don't have the same spirit about life, you know. They are not as strong, maybe, as other with faith, you know. You got to have faith to get out and walk out there amongst them mean folks. You got to have God.
Right. That's right.
in front to lead and guide you, you know, and keep you from getting angry. Because we went through what a lot of bad things was done to us. And foot soldiers went through something. But they was able, because I know the police department, them guys, some of them white guys, they were rough on us walking out there with them signs. Them signs made them so mad, so angry. Just the reading, they couldn't take it. So they would say some harsh things, but we took it. We took it. Told them God bless them. And we went on. It wasn't no easy going out there, I can tell you that.
Took strength to be able to do that.
And then you had to pray too. See what I mean? By the prayers of the people praying, give us strength, and we prayed too, and they give us double strength. So we made it. As Mr. Mahalia Jackson said, how I made it over? We made it over. I don't know how we made it over, but we made it.
Ms. Flemmon, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and talk with us. And you've been quite helpful.
Well, I hope what I said would be a lot beneficial to you and others. I hope.
I'm sure it will be. And
I hope.
this will all be housed here at the Institute.
Yeah, that y'all can just put the others together
All right. Well,
and analyze it like you want.
Okay.